Now let's go through the actual injection technique itself. After marking out the 5 bed points on each face, the injection entails 0.2 cc of Profilo onto each of these 5 bed points, making a total of 2 cc for the whole face. The angle of injection that we are advocating is 45 degrees, and the plane of injection is actually into the deep dermis. How you know you are in the deep dermis is through a few pointers. Number one, when you are the deep dermis, by lifting up the bevel of the needle, you may be able to see a little bit of the graying of the bevel of the needle. And secondly, when you're injecting into the correct plane, you would see a very nice bleb forming. This bleb shouldn't blanch. If it turns white, you're probably too superficial, and in which case you should inject a little bit more deeply by advancing the needle inwards. If by injecting you do not see a nice bleb forming, you're probably too deep, and in which case you should withdraw the needle slightly and then continue injecting. So let's carry on with the injection. We'll start with the tragus first. I approach at 45 degrees and just prick the skin, and by lifting it up, you can see that I can see a little bit of the gray of the needle, and just slow and steady injection. So as you can see, this is a nice bleb, which indicates I'm probably in the correct plane, and it does not turn white, so I'm not too superficial. Let's progress to the second point at the zygomatic protrusion. Same thing, approaching at 45 degrees and going in. Again, a nice distinct bleb is seen. Now let's go towards the third point at the nasal base, and we'll see what happens if we inject slightly too deeply. You can see when you're deep, no distinct bleb is seen. And again, let's go through that again. For the chin, here I was again too deep, and again no visible bleb seen. And let's go through the mandibular angle with the correct injection technique, approaching at 45 degrees into the deep dermis. Lifting up, I see a little bit of the gray of the needle, and slow and steady injection. Again, a distinct bleb is seen. Let's carry on with the injection on the left side of the face. So for Profilo injection, typically we do not need to aspirate the needle prior to injection. This is because we already know that these 5 bed points are away from any major neurovascular structures. Secondly, the direction of the bevel of the needle is not really critical here as compared to dermal filler injection. This is because Profilo has great flowability, and so you can inject the needle with whichever bevel direction you want to. Now we'll start with the tragus injection first. Again, approaching the skin at 45 degrees. You can lift it up, the needle slightly, seeing the gray of the needle, and then slow and steady injection. Nice bleb seen here. Moving towards the zygomatic protrusion. the nasal base, the chin, and then finishing off with the mandibular angle.